Oh yeah. 97.3. Come on. Let's go.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue.
Flex. Buckle up and join the best. Let's succeed, relieve your stress. So yes, let the music soothe your soul and keep it going just to refresh. Buckle and enjoy the ride from 2 to the half of the 5. Mondays to Fridays happening live. Where we gon' have a ball, you can text your guys. Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. Are you ready for the Traffic Avenue? Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. An applause for the Traffic Avenue.
Citi 97.3. Accra. Citi 97.3. More variety.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
It's 5:30 p.m. Welcome to Eyewitness News, live from our studios here at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. My name is Nanatufu Boateng, and I am here with
Hawa Idrisu Mustafa.
Coming up over the next 1 hour, 30 minutes.
If they sell that land, like some of us, will not come and meet it. So once it is in our land, we are going to protest it.
It's a warning to them. When they sell it, we'll rise and fight against them. It is ours. It is for the youth, generation now and generation unborn.
10 arrested for allegedly pelting stones at the police during a demonstration over the purported sale of the Winneba Ramsar site. Meanwhile, Minerals Commission says it declined a request by the private company in question for a lithium prospecting license at the Ramsar site. Also, coming up,
this whole issue of the National Cathedral, in my mind, is the third leg of this triangle. How do you build a society in which you are clear on defining who you are politically?
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta resurrects conversation on National Cathedral, indicating that Ghana can become like Jerusalem in terms of tourism revenue. And later on Eyewitness News, we'll tell you the response by the judge who was dismissed by the Chief Justice for alleged misconduct. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. But later in business,
Private sector urged to commit more investment into tourism industry to spur economic growth.
Eyewitness News is live across the country on all affiliates, including Premier 100.5 FM in Takoradi, Sky Power 93.5 FM also in Takoradi, and Beach 105.5 FM in Takoradi, both in the Western region. We're live in the Bono region on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyang. In the Hafu region, you're listening to Hamas Radio 106.5 FM in Goso. We're live in the Ashanti region on Alpha Radio 104.9 FM and Orange 107.9 FM, both in Kumasi. Join us in the Volta region on Global 105.1 FM in Ho and Adanu 107.7 FM in Adaklu Waya. Up in the northern region, this is Diamond 93.7 FM in Tamale. Join us in the Upper West region on Westlink 88.1 FM in Laura. We're also live in the Upper East region on Source 100.1 FM in Boko. And we're live on Scarp 101.3 FM in Nankpanduri in the Northeast region. Your comments are welcome via WhatsApp line 0549 986 996. Join us, let us know what you think about the stories that we will be bringing you over the next 90 minutes. Let's begin from the Central Region, where 10 individuals, including a woman, have been arrested by the Winneba District Police Command for pelting stones at the police who were preventing them from entering the premises of the Efutu Municipal Assembly during a demonstration. Now, the residents started a protest on Tuesday against authorities over the alleged sale of a Ramsar site for mining. The police had earlier warned the angry protesters not to break into the blockade a few meters away from the assembly premises, but the protesters, in an effort to break into the blockade, started pelting stones at the police. The police retaliated by throwing tear gas to disperse the crowd and subsequently arrested 10 of them. Let's go into the region and speak to our correspondent, Calvis Tete, who joins us via telephone. Good evening, Calvis.
Good evening, Nana.
Thank you so very much for your time. What is the status of the 10 individuals who have been arrested? Have their lawyers been able to secure bail for them?
Well, Nana, as we speak now, lawyers for the protesters are still at the Winneba District Police Command trying to seek for bail for them. According to the protesters, they were just protesting peacefully, but some individuals within them pelted stones at the police, leading to the arrest of some 10 individuals belonging to the protesters. But they are saying that those who have been arrested are saying that they are not the ones who pelted the stones, and for that matter, they are hoping that they will be released soon, Nana.
Right. Paint us a picture of the situation of the protests when they got close to the Efutu Municipal Assembly and what occurred leading to the arrest of these 10 persons.
Well, Nana, the demonstration started earlier in the morning where some residents of Efutu took to the streets to demonstrate over what they say is a deliberate attempt on the part of government to sell a portion of the land where they usually go to catch the deer for the Abuatre festival. That Ramsia site, they say, is dear to them because it has been kept for years and years and from their great-grandfathers. And so they didn't see the need for that portion of land being sold to an investor to mine lithium. So they took to the streets in demonstration led by the leader, who is James Kofi Annan, who also owns Challenging Heights, an NGO. So while they were demonstrating, as they were going, the numbers kept increasing. So at the point, we got the information that, the Municipal Assembly led by the DC was not around to receive the petition. So the James Kofi Annan and his team had to even draw back to ensure that they don't go to the municipality. But some elements within the protestants got closer to the municipality, where the police had mounted a blockade. And so the police prevented them from breaking into the blockade and possibly getting access to the Municipal Assembly. They could have destroyed property. So the police were trying to protect people at the assembly who were working. And so for that matter, the protesters decided to pelt stones at the police, who also retaliated by firing tear gas and then subsequently arresting 10 out of the demonstrators, Nana.
All right, Calvis, thank you so very much, and we hope that you are safe, and congratulations on the job well done. Thank you very much. Calvis Tete is our Central Regional Correspondent, but let's get more on this matter and speak to the spokesperson for the protesters, James Kofi Annan. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my brother.
Thank you so very much for your time.
My pleasure.
Great. What evidence do you have to back this claim that the land in question or the site has been sold off to a company for lithium mining?
Okay, thank you, and my greetings to your listeners. I have concrete evidence to show that it is not only an intention, but actually an actual concession that has been given to Green Metal Resources to come and mine in the protected areas of Futu.
This concession was given by who and authorized by who?
It was given by the Land Commission. So let me give you a small history of this concession.
Right.
So last year, I'm just speeding it up. Last year, I saw a publication in Daily Graphic that advertised the Green Metal Resources as having applied for a concession, and therefore anyone who has issues with it has 21 days to right to protest. So when I saw that, I did a press conference and then I protested, but my paramount chief actually wrote to the Minerals Commission to protest that we don't want such concession, we don't want such mining, because that's the place where we hunt for our abache deer. Now, fast forward, the Minerals Commission CEO wrote to say that they have not granted any concession, they are not going to grant any concession. So we were happy. But I had my suspicion. Now, this year, just a couple of weeks ago, I saw a publication on the website of the Mineral Commission that the Mineral Commission has actually granted a 3-year concession to the green metal resources commencing in November, I think 9th November or so, up to 2026, renewable. And that they were supposed to explore and mine lithium and other minerals. And I saw with it the cadastral plan that had been done by Green Metal Resources that shows where they are going to mine. So this is where I raised alarm again, and the paramount chief, together with Traditional Council, held a press conference to protest again and to say that they are not going to allow any such mining in our protected and sacred forest. This demonstration was a support to our traditional leaders, and it was not only Winneba Traditional Authority that held the press conference, but it was a joint press conference between the Efutu Traditional Council and the Gomwa Traditional Council. And they both said that the protected areas bounce their two respective traditional areas, and therefore no mining in them. And so our protest is basically the endorsement of what our traditional leaders have said.
But could it be that you're mistaking the area allocated, if indeed what you're saying should be taken? Could it be that you're mistaking the area allocated for the protected areas?
No, my brother. I am born and bred 100% Winnebarian. I've lived my life there. I've worked there. I've hunted in the forest. We have two ASAF companies, and the two ASAF companies have different forests, which are both located in the enclave. And what I saw on the cadastral plan was that the Minerals Commission, or whoever did the cadastral plan, has skillfully stated that the locality is called Biwaze, which means that Biwaze is not part of Winneba. Now, but when you look at the cadastral plan, on the scale area, you see that it is Winneba. And on top, which district that the plan falls, they've written Efutu Gomwa. And so that is what we have done. We have done Efutu Gomwa. Now, between the Gomwa West and Efutu, all that land that bounds the lagoon, and I just want you to know that the exploitation is also going to affect the lagoon, because all the lagoon is part of what we have earmarked. So it includes the lagoon, the hunting grounds of the two ASAF companies, and all the Ramsar sites that have been protected internationally. So, on the cadastral plan, they have skillfully indicated where the protection area is and where their area is. But we know that all that area is part of the protected areas, and that is why in their bid to do the cadastral or even to do the site plan, they should have consulted the local people. Because the local people who know the boundaries of the protected area, they would have shown them. You don't go out of your way to go and take a portion and designate it as a mining area, and then the left side is a protected area. Who gave you that technical information?
Have you seen any physical activity in the protected areas to give you any cause for alarm?
We have not seen machines there yet, but we have seen pieces of evidence of human movement that indicates that there's a certain preparation towards the mining. Because remember that their lease has a expiring date. It is from November 2023 to November 2026. So I'm sure that the kind of movement we are seeing is definitely in preparation for them to commence mining. And my brother, let me quickly add that when they got the concession, this Green Metal Resources is linked to a company in Australia. So it is actually a subsidiary of an Australian government company. And when they got the concession, they had a whole celebration. It was online. I mean, we saw it, and I was like, no, you are celebrating the securation of our protected areas. They celebrated and announced that their Ghanaian subsidiary has secured a license in Futu to mine in lithium in the Futu Gomoa areas. So this is not an allegation. I have sent the evidences that I've mentioned to your reporter, Kavis. And so you can have a look at it yourself. I know that at the time we completed the demonstration, the Minerals Commission has pulled down the publication, that is the concession, of their website. But I know that they were going to do that. So yesterday, I downloaded everything. And so I have them. So though they have pulled it down, I still have the evidence there, and everyone can see it. Your reporter can send it to you.
It's interesting that you make this allegation, because the Minerals Commission insists that it had declined a request by the same company for a prospecting license of lithium in this area we're referring to.
That is true. My brother, the first time a company applied for mineral exploration in the same area was in 2007 by a company called Caribbean Atlantic Holding Limited. It was declined. Then I remember Jacob Bichavilante of blessed memory, Asamoah Boateng, our chiefs, they all gathered and they said, no, that is a sacred forest for the Futu people. So they declined it. In 2012, another company called Obotan Resources Limited applied to mine lithium in the same protected forest. And that one too, it was declined. The chiefs and people rejected it. 2016, a company called Merlink Company Limited, which I am told is linked to the same green metal. I am told. I don't have evidence. Also applied. And that one too was rejected by the chiefs and people of Futu, because we know that is our blood, that's our spirit, that's our culture. Now, last year, this same thing came up, and the evidence is that the application was done in 2021, and then the dancing was going to be done last year. That one we opposed. So I am surprised that they went back again and brought what we are seeing. But let me also address the issue of the CEO of Minerals Commission that they've declined.
Please go ahead.
Is the evidence we are having a fake and fabricated evidence that they themselves put on their website? That's the first question you should ask him. Then the second question that lingers on is that probably he's thinking that because he sees Biwaze on the site plan, he thinks that it is not Winneba, because Biwaze, that village or that town, falls under Gomoa West. But no, that is not Biwaze. It is part of the hunting grounds of the people and chiefs of the Futu. So if he's mistaken through the error of cadastre, then we want to tell him that he should come on the ground to check where the enclave falls.
All right, James. Finally, 10 of your colleagues or the protesters have been picked up, including a woman. So, what efforts are you making to get them released?
Well, I've contacted our lawyers, and they are working on their release. We are doing everything possible to address issues that came out. I'm told that a personnel or somebody was wounded as a result of one or two of the protesters' behavior. we will want to apologize to whoever was affected in that way, and we want to assure the person that we would do everything possible to restore the person to health, whatever it takes. And so we believe that in demonstrations, some of these things might happen. And when they happen, the organizers will take steps to address them. That's what we have taken steps to address.
Were you able to present your petition?
No, because one, the police actually wanted to stop the the protest. Yesterday, we had more than 6 hours of meeting with them, and they insisted that they were not going to allow us. And we said, no, we will not listen to the police, because what they were doing, what the police were telling us, was unlawful. Unlawful because the law says that we have to apply, or we have to notify them at least 5 days. So we were able to notify them at least 5 clear days. That's within the law. Then the law says that if the police thinks that the route that we are taking might disturb public peace and order, they should propose reason and give us a letter to that effect. And they should give us 48 hours within which we respond. Now, the police waited until yesterday, around almost 11 a.m., before they brought us a letter that where the route that we are taking might disturb public order and safety. And one of the reasons they gave was that we are protesting through where the fishermen ply their trade, and that today is a market day. So then we also said that, look, that is the reason why we put it today, because Tuesdays are not fishing days for Ifutu people. On Tuesdays, the people of Winneba don't go fishing. So the route is clear. We know it's a market day, and that is why we plan the route far away from the market. So all these things have been taken care of. But you needed to give us 48 hours to respond. And you brought the letter to us, yesterday after 10 o'clock. It means that you are not giving us even the opportunity, the ability to respond. So we showed them that what they are doing is unlawful, and the law mandates us to disobey unlawful instructions. So we told them that we will go ahead with the planned demonstration because we are within the law. They have not come with any injunction from the court to stop us, and therefore we are not going to stop the demonstration. So we went ahead and did the demonstration. So everything was lawful, and we believe that it was not right for anyone to have been wounded as a result of the demonstration.
Okay.
And that is why I'm apologizing on behalf of the demonstrators for anyone who was hurt in the process.
All right, thank you very much. We'll leave it here, but we'll follow up to see what comes out of this whole issue. Thank you so very much. James Kofi Annan, a spokesperson for protesters who today hit the streets, demonstrating, of course, against the alleged sale of a sacred forest in Futu for lithium prospecting. The Minerals Commission has responded and has given us an idea of some of the requests they have received, of which they have declined. Hansen Ajiman is my colleague in the Citi Newsroom, and he's joined me with some details from what the Minerals Commission has been giving us. Good evening, Hansen, and welcome. So what is the Minerals Commission actually saying to this matter?
So we reached out to the Minerals Commission, first hoping to get an interview to either deny or confirm the allegations. Well, the Commission says it is not going to speak officially on the matter, but has provided us with some response. And throughout the conversation, you realize that one particular company has been mentioned, thus Green Metals Resources Limited. And so the Minerals Commission gave us a document that suggested some applications that were undertaken by the Green Metals Resources Limited between the period of 21st June 2021 and 26th August 2021.
Okay.
All these were for prospecting license for prospecting for minerals such as feldspar, gold, lithium, mica. So in all these three instances, those were the resources that the company was seeking to prospect for. and the sub-locations where they were seeking to do the prospecting included places like Asebu, Mankwaze, and Onyanze. What we get from the Minerals Commission is that they have rejected that request or these requests by the Green Metals Resources Limited. The Minerals Commission again then shared with us with maps of the exact places that the company, and in doing so also other companies, sought to seek prospecting licensing to prospect in these areas. And one of the forest reserves was described as Yenku Block B Forest Reserve, where the Green Metals Resources Limited and two other other companies, for the purpose of this conversation, because the protester did not mention their names, we will leave them out of the conversation. So Green Metals Resources had applied to prospect at the Yenku Block B Forest Reserve, and this is located close to areas like Ejasimanku in the central region. And the Minerals Commission will want us to believe that they rejected that request. Again, there's a forest reserve called the Winneba Fua Wood Forest Reserve. Again, Green Metals Resources Limited requested for license from the Minerals Commission. The response that we've gotten from the Minerals Commission so far suggested that they rejected to that request as well.
Right. Thank you very much, Hansen Ajiman there, bringing us some details with respect to application for prospecting licenses and, of course, same which have been rejected by the Minerals Commission. Let's now speak to the Member of Parliament for Futu, who happens to be the Deputy Majority Leader in Parliament, Alexander Fenyo-Markin. He's joining us via telephone. Good evening, Honourable.
Good evening, sir.
I trust you're well, and thank you so very much for your time.
I appreciate the opportunity to be on your program, and thanks to you once again.
Awesome. Honorable, we know you've spoken in Parliament denying the sale of the sacred forest, but these protesters appear bent on their call and their claim that indeed this area has been sold to a company they call Green Metals Resources Limited. They insist that on the website of the Minerals Commission up until yesterday, there was a communication on there suggesting that indeed prospecting license had been awarded to Green Metals Resources Limited. On what grounds are you staging your defense or denial of this particular sale?
Thank you so much once again. First of all, the parliamentary candidate of the NDC had indicated in his submission that until last night or this morning, and he rightly foresaw that happening on the part of the Minerals Commission, the document that they had there had been pulled out. I would want you to subject that to a fact check. You can easily check that. I would not want to be the spokesperson for Minerals Commission.
The producers are on that.
Correct. Thank you. Let me give you the story as I know.
Right.
The paramount chief of Efutu spoke to me that about 3 years ago, that certain individuals had approached him, that the sacred forest where we hunt for deer have been leased. That as a result of the lease of that forest, we don't have a place for hunting. I approached Mr. Ayisi. I went to his office, actually, and he said that was never true. He could, however, confirm that there was an application, which application his office had rejected or declined. I reported back to Domahini. Later on, this same parliamentary candidate raised it on his radio station. Minerals Commission this time wrote officially to Domahini and indicated that if there is any need for any licensing or lease the first thing by law will be to engage the chiefs and the people and all other stakeholders.
Right.
And such a thing has not taken place. So you should ignore. That letter, I think, is out there. He issued this letter somewhere July 2022. And the same applies to all the areas that he mentioned in his interview. You see, my brother, there's a limit to which we can all do politics. You can do your politics because the letter they wrote to Minerals Commission to the police was on the NDC letterhead that the NDC as a party was demonstrating. And all along, the insinuation, the attack has been on me that I have brought some people to come and saw the place. He said this on his radio station, and this morning, again, he repeated it. And that is where I feel he's being overly unfair and being too partisan by attacking another person's reputation. I sit on the throne as MP. If you honor that throne would honor you. You don't disrespect the seat because you want to sit on it. Because I have taken steps. And when I checked all over, I was born in Winneba. I have lived in Winneba all my life. We've done this hunting. We know we have Trafo and Dentifo. I know that place. I go there. I have my property at Akosia Village, where I am driving to now. So he cannot claim to know the geography, the boundaries of Winneba better than I do. But I go and sit with the person that, look, are you doing this Biwazi area and all that? He says, no. There is no such application. In fact, the man denies flatly. So you know what? I am happy. Sometimes some of these discourse help. He said certain things very categorical, that a certain Australian company celebrated on their website that they have gotten whatever in a photo. I know Citi FM. Get the facts, verify, validate. If it turns out to be the case that the Minerals Commission indeed has signed a lease agreement with a company, and that company is supposed to prospect within the enclave of a Futu, and same has been given a certain description, I will come out and make a statement. If indeed a company is out there celebrating because it had gotten something in the Futu, and the Minerals Commission is deceiving me, deceiving the paramount chief, and those of us in government, who would have an appropriate response for the Minerals Commission. But I would want to believe the Minerals Commission chief executive, because that man, I mean, does not, tell lies. Today, on the National Dialogue Program, he has publicly again denied. This afternoon, I spoke to him. I asked him again, Mr. Yisi, these are the things that are being said. Please, is it the case that you have given any lease around that enclave? He said no. He emphatically said no. So, let us subject the story we have heard from the parliamentary candidate of the NDC to some fact checks. Let us check them. If indeed, as he claims, the Minerals Commission at all times had the publication on its website and it just pulled it down, that is a serious matter.
Exactly.
And I would be the first to commend him for his work and concede that perhaps I over-relied on Mr. Ayisi and his office. If indeed the Minerals Commission just this morning pulled down the story because they now see that they are going to be exposed, then that's a serious matter, a very serious matter. So I've made a point. Right. I am unaware of any lease granted. I have checked with them. They say they won't do it. And I want to assure the people of Efutu, those abroad, those in Winneba, that the sacred forest is a hunting ground for our festival. I want to assure that I would do everything to protect the place the way I came to meet it. And I have assured the Paramount Chief yesterday, he was with me in Accra. We spoke at length, and the Minerals Commission Chief Executive again said that he has had calls to engage Nenigate. And Nenigate appeared to be satisfied with the information given him. And he also said, like earlier mentioned, that he was again informed that the place has been leased out. That is why he and Obimponya and Fukampa had to address the press together with the other chief of Gumwa Achempim. So the Minerals Commission is still insisting that first and foremost, to grant any lease within the enclave, it would engage the chiefs, the people, stakeholders. And they should just rest their case. They should just forget about all the propaganda, the rumors, and all that. Let us now interrogate what Mr. The PC of NDC
James Annan
is saying. Let his facts, because now it is like the chiefs, myself, other stakeholders are relying on Minerals Commission
right
to say that, look, they've done such a thing. But he has some other superior fact. If these can come out, and he says that he has given these facts, Citi FM, I know you. You never don't rest on important matters like this.
Exactly.
Please, let's pursue this matter together.
Right.
Let him put all that he has. He should bring all his cards, put all his cards on the table, and get Minerals Commission to validate them. If Minerals Commission is unable to come out to defend it, then Minerals Commission has a case to answer. And Mr. Isi, perhaps we may all push for his resignation.
Right.
Two.
Right.
Very critical.
I must say at this point that indeed we've made attempts to engage the Minerals Commission, because clearly at this point they are really our point of reference to verify or otherwise the claims that Mr. James Kofi Annan has made. The Commission has agreed that it will furnish us with all the details regarding this particular matter, and so we are relying on the Commission to provide us with same details.
Institution we all rely on. Okay. So what I'm saying that the cadastral, he spoke at length on the cadastral map, and I take interest in that. He says that on paper, the description is not a Futu. However, when you look at the actual cadastral, a Futu sacred forest is part. So that is also a matter for concern. We need to interrogate that. But I would want to conclude this interview by making this strong statement that with the greatest respect, if there are national issues, it affects all of us.
Right.
If they would want to make it partisan, why the attack on me? Why my person? Why should you go tell people that?
Hello, Honorable.
A partisan issue.
Hello.
And that is where I think that he got it wrong. But no, that's where the case is.
Hello. Honorable, I believe you are still on the road to the constituency, and so we are losing you at certain points. Hello.
Yes.
That's right. Unfortunate. We're struggling to hear you at this point. But thank you so very much. That is the Deputy Majority Leader in Parliament and Member of Parliament for Futu in the Central Region, Alexander Penyo-Markin, responding to some of the allegations raised by the spokesperson for the protesters today, who are alleging that the sacred forest in Futu has been sold to a private company to prospect for lithium. We'll be bringing you more as the story unfolds, but let us know what your thoughts are regarding this matter. The WhatsApp line 0549 986 996. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3. We'll take a break here, but still ahead, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta resurrects conversation on National Cathedral, indicating that Ghana can become like Jerusalem in terms of tourism revenue. Stay with us for the details.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You know, Papa, see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa!
Bobo, so how be your engine now?
It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Charlie, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that. Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panza. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer. You can't touch it.
Using a condom will protect you and your partner from HIV, STIs, and unplanned pregnancy. Condoms are an effective way for protection against HIV infection. Don't take risks. Use a condom every time. Always come prepared.
This advert is brought to you by the Ghana AIDS Commission and Ghana Health Service.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. This is 97.3 Citi FM, and you're listening to Eyewitness News with me, Nana Tufo Boateng, and Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Hawa has our next story.
Scores of traders at the Kumasi Central Market are stranded after a private developer allegedly seized their trading area, deployed land guards to brutalize their security personnel and vandalize the roofs of their shops. The traders, who say they have been occupying that portion of the central market for over 40 years, face a standstill in their trading as the private developer claims ownership of the land, compelling them to evacuate. The stranded traders fear losing their only source of livelihoods.
We have been plying our trade here for several years, but the private developer on Sunday sent some thugs to vandalize our structures. They even physically assaulted our security guard here after destroying our structures. They have also threatened to set the place ablaze, all in the attempt to sack us from here. So we are appealing to relevant authorities to intervene, since what is being done to us is threatening our source of livelihood.
So that was a trader at the Kumasi Central Market.
Let's speak to the Ashanti Regional Minister, Simon Osei-Mensah. Good evening, sir. Unfortunately, we appear to have lost the regional minister, but we can hear from the Assembly now. The Public Relations Officer of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, Henrietta Efia Kunedu-Abuaje, has been reacting to the concerns raised by the traders, and she has indicated that really the Assembly will investigate this matter to its final lengths.
KMA knows is that place belongs to the Ghana Railways Authority, and then the Spatial Planning Department of the Assembly has not granted permit to any investor or individual that wants to develop that piece of land. We, by law, the alluvial owner of the land is the Otumfo.
Henrietta Efia Kunedu-Abuaje is the Public Relations Officer of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly. We now have the Regional Minister, the Ashanti Regional Minister on the lines, Mr. Simon Osei-Mensah. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank
How
you.
are you doing, sir?
Very well, thank you. I trust you're well too.
By God's grace, I'm fine.
Grateful for your time. And we want to find out first off if this particular issue has come to your attention and really what action is being taken to ensure that calm returns to this particular area.
All right, thank you very much, and greetings to you and your listeners. Actually, I was in Accra yesterday. Early in the morning, I was informed that an investor or a developer who claimed a certain parcel of land around near the railway station had gone to destroy some properties of some traders. So I reported to the police and told the police that they should invite the person and ask the person to hold on and submit all his documents covering that particular parcel of land to me before any action could be taken there. So I'm waiting for the document. When I get the document, I will ascertain the validity or otherwise of the document. And that is when I can give an objective comment on the particular issue.
But we understand that this particular land in question is owned by the Ghana Railway Company Limited. Can you confirm this?
That is why I want to get the document. Who give the land, that parcel of land to him? Because even we are having difficulty in demolishing some properties which have been erected or constructed within the railway line enclave. But it has proved to be difficult. The people have been taking it to court that some of them got the authorization from the Ghana Railway. So we are trying to resolve that. And I'll be very much surprised that Ghana Railway will go ahead and also allocate additional land to other people. When the documents we prove, then we will know how to handle it. Always, I prefer to err on the side of the law rather than to take the law into my own hands. So when we get the document, we will know the true position of the issue. But one thing I don't like about it is that even if it happens that genuinely that parcel of land legally belongs to the developer, the developer could have given the traders some time to vacate the place to have access to maybe his or her land. But you don't just go in street and start demolishing people's property. So when we get the documents, we know the next line of action to take.
So while we are waiting for the document, the stranded traders actually say they fear losing their only source of livelihood. I mean, some say their containers or shops have been destroyed, their roofing torn off. And of course, we understand the area too has been hoarded by this private developer. As we wait for the investigations or with respect to the documentation and all that, how do we intend resolving the standoff between the traders and this private developer?
Yesterday, one person I spoke to, I told them that they should first of all go and report to the Ghana police. Whilst we are asking the developer to stop, all the traders who have got their properties destroyed should go and report to the Ghana police. So that at the end, if it's resolved and it goes in their favor, we know the action to take. But now all of them are supposed to go and lodge official complaint with the Ghana police.
Okay, thank you so very much, Honorable Simon Osei-Mensah, Ashanti Regional Minister. We're so grateful for your time this evening.
Thank you, you are welcome.
Thank you so much. We just spoke to the Ashanti Regional Minister regarding eviction exercise being carried out by a private developer at the Kumasi Central Market. Well, the Finance Minister has been speaking about the National Cathedral, a matter that had gone to sleep for a period now, but it seems that the Minister has revived the story, resurrected it again. Hawa, give us the details.
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has stated that the National Cathedral should be seen as a tool for economic growth. According to him, ongoing conversations around the building of the cathedral should focus on how the edifice has the potential of accelerating the government effort at driving Ghana's tourism growth. The Finance Minister was speaking at Ghana Tourism Investment Summit 2023.
Most people who have not put their mind to it, this whole issue of the National Cathedral, of all of the benefits that we'll get from the African Union, we were then blessed with the Africa Continental Free Trade Area to be situated in Ghana. So the political emancipation in which a small country as we are were given the opportunity to. Now we've also been given this economic emancipation, I would say, through the AFCFTA, which give us the locus to be able to now turn this political emancipation into the new emancipation, which is economic. And those are the two pillars. So as we look at Ghana, combine the politics with the economics, there's every reason to begin to build the infrastructure, because there's a natural spirit that comes with that. Then, of course, the third leg of any country is your sense of being, your soul, your spirituality, etc. And I think for most people who have not put their mind to it, this whole issue of the National Cathedral, in my mind, is the third leg of this triangle. How do you build a society in which you are clear on defining who you are politically? How do you build a society in which the economic engine is growing? And how do you contain that within the spiritual realm that ensures stability for ages to come? So that is Ghana, the economic emancipation, the political emancipation, and the spiritual. But even as we look at something like the cathedral, that has economic benefits beyond what we see. Both in Israel and the Hajj, they realize about $6 to $8 billion a year. In Africa, we have some 600 million people who are Christians. So imagine Ghana as a new Jerusalem, and these 600 million people floating through. $3,000 is spent, and it's a very different reality. So even as we contend with it and fight about it, let's look at this triangle and find a reason why we should also add that as part of the infrastructure base as we look at a society that is strong, resilient, and robust for the future. So Ghana's international tourist arrivals stands roughly at about 80% of the pre-pandemic levels. And that's impressive because for Africa, most have crept up to about 65%. So we are doing something right here, and thank the minister and the team around the ecosystem for that. Similarly, the average spend, which was some $1,800 per tourist that comes into town, moved to almost $3,000 in 2019, and we are looking to push that up. The Ghanaian economy is going to, with time, continue to significantly depend on tourism and the creative sectors to provide literally 2 to 3 out of the 10 jobs that will be created going into the future. The multiplier effect on economic growth, job creation, development, tourism should really become a fundamental pillar of the Ghanaian economy for the foreseeable future. And indeed, we as a government are guided by a vision of placing Ghana among Africa's top 3 tourism destinations over the next 5 years, generating at least $5 billion annually.
We had Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta.
Now, City News has cited an initial response to petitions alleged, or the petition presented by the petitioner against the Jasikan Circuit Court Judge Alfred Kwabena Asiedu, who was dismissed from the judicial service for his inappropriate conduct in a divorce case he adjudicated. This response is dated 24th January and is in response to the allegations leveled against him by the petitioner. Now, the dismissed Circuit Court judge has described as false the claims by the petitioner. He also described the allegations against him as a figment of the illusioned imagination of the petitioner. The Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Tokonu, in a letter, dismissed the Jasikan Circuit Court judge from the judicial service. Now, the judge, Alfred Kwabena Asiedu, has stated that every material allegation made in the petition is false and clearly made out of the figment of the illusion imagination of the petitioner. He has also denied requesting money from the petitioner, as is alleged in the initial petition. He says his checks show that the petitioner was aided by staff of the Dambai District Court to couch the petition against him. Now, let's bring you a little background to this story, because one Singari Dan Asadia petitioned the Chief Justice on January 16, 2023, and accused the judge of abuse of power, sexual exploitation, malicious prosecution, and impropriety. The petition was then transferred to the Disciplinary Committee of the Judiciary Service, which investigated and recommended that the misbehavior of the judge merited dismissal. Now, a letter from the Chief Justice therefore directed the judge to hand over all official properties in his possession, including his official vehicle, dockets, and record books, to the Judicial Secretary. And so that is the issue as we have it. The Jasikai Circuit Court judge has been dismissed from the Judicial Service by the Chief Justice. Her Ladyship, Justice Gertrude Tokonu, must state again that this response is actually to the initial petition brought against him. And of course, his response is dated 24th January 2023. Well, it's time now for business on Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Sharp! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information. We are good together everywhere you go.
Mommy, please, let's go. Hey, why are you taking the whole family? You've forgotten I said I was coming here today?
Forgive me, but we are all headed to Royal Senchi for Christmas.
But it's not Christmas yet.
Shit. Christmas has started early at the Royal Senchi. From now till 21st of December, you can book a room for 2 people at a promo rate of 1,500 cedis on bed-only basis.
You're joking. 1,500 cedis for a room at the plush Royal Senchi? Let me call my husband now.
Call 0244 958 822 or 0303 409 180 or send an email to reservations@theroyalsenchi.com. Terms and conditions apply. The Royal Senchi, your luxury riverside escape.
Gonna go to a bunny view. Easy about to a radio. Don't go to a bunny view. Oh, your mama. Sorry, go to a bunny view. Easy won't say. Gonna go to a bunny view. Everyone so say I go to a bunny, but my battle. Assembly many unit committee members. To a bunny way. I ain't young to you. To a bunny. December 19th, please prepare yourself to go out there and cast your vote. Oh, Mama, Papa, 19th December, Felpan on so cup me your bread. About 200, no, a bamboo for your pepper, Sabasa, young voters ID card, put to your coffee, a bomb to my wapa. I can camera no, so your mamba. Got to a band with you. I'm about to a menu. Gonna go to a band with you. Easy about to a menu. I'm gonna go to a band with you. We are mamba. Sorry, go to a band with you. Easy boy, I say. Gonna go to a band with you.
District Assembly elections. Please go and cast your vote.
Hello,
believe what I am planning next? I want to start my postgraduate degree, buy a car, and build my dream home. But you know what's stopping me?
What's that, Mike?
Money, oh. That be my biggest wahala.
Oh, you are sorted, Cry. With a GCB Big Move personal loan promo, you can borrow up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours.
Like, seriously? How do I qualify?
Yes, it's available to all GCB salary account holders. Plus, you get a 2-month grace period before you start to pay back.
Susket, I'm opening an account with GCB now.
Get a personal loan of up to 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours. Call 0800-422-422 or visit your nearest GCB branch today to fund your next big move as we celebrate 70 years of greatness. T's and C's apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News, brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan. Make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Details of our stories now. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta is making a strong case for the private sector to commit more investment into the tourism industry to spur economic growth. He explains that aside the traditional export of commodities of the country, the tourism sector can be redefined to rake in more revenue for the country. Speaking at the Ghana Tourism Investment Summit 2023, Ken Ofori-Atta charged stakeholders within the tourism value chain to promote opportunities that will easily attract investment.
The power of tourism is enormous. It is not a force that can be taken for granted, and it offers solutions to some of our most intractable problems and challenges. But then we need investments that can empower tourism to build a better and fairer future, which becomes very inclusive, as the minister said, because it impacts everybody. So that then is our charge, and therefore as a government, as Minister of Finance, what do you do to broaden the capacity of the country to grow, to create jobs, to be able to have an inclusive society. So you look at the population of Ghana, and below 35 is like 75% of our people, which means that the jobs in the future depends on that. And so how do we situate this opportunity such that the future is good for everyone?
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta. On his part, the Minister for Tourism, Art and Culture, Dr. Ibrahim Mohammed Awal, emphasized the need for value addition to the services and artifact sector.
We have 160 million Africans living outside the continent, African diasporans. And last year, the remittances was about $95 billion to Africa. Remittance alone from African diaspora, 160 million of them live outside. What they want is for us to improve our attraction, add value, so that they get the visitor experience, they'll come home. What's important in tourism is repeat tourism. When you come, it's good to come next time, not just alone. Come with your family, your friends, spend more, stay longer, and invest more. And tourism investment goes to the people directly. Or you take an Uber, stay in a hotel, you buy watching, you go to a restaurant, or you buy artifacts. The investment goes to the people directly. Africa is a big tourism destination. We need to look at Africa as a business, not as a lost continent. That is why I'm happy we have our partners from all over, especially from the Goma group. Let us dialogue and put money where it's due.
Dr. Ibrahim Mohammed Awal is Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture. The Chief Executive of the Association of Ghana Industries, Seth Chumakwabwa, has expressed the need for deeper engagement with government concerning the expansion of environmental policies. His remarks follow the government's decision to broaden the environmental excise duty in the 2024 budget. The proposed expansion aims to encompass plastic packaging, industrial emissions, and vehicle emissions to combat the adverse effects of plastic waste and pollution on Ghana's environment. Speaking on the sidelines of a presentation of a report on the training and advisory activities on climate protection for chemical industries, Seth Chumakwabwa highlighted the importance of collaborative discussions between the government and industry sectors.
Because normally when government comes out with a measure, it's an intention, but the intention has to be implemented before it takes effect. The implementation has its own dynamics, and for industry, as industry players, you need to know what the dynamics are. There are so many things that have to put in place. You need to be able to even measure the extent of emission. If you're going to tax somebody on something, it should be based on some facts and some basis. And if you don't have the system that measures it, how are you going to do it? So there's a lot of work to be done, and we would like to have further engagement with government. The fact that government has mentioned it does not mean tomorrow it's coming to being. We need to discuss it and see what the dynamics are and make our proposals as to the best way to go forward.
Chief Executive of the Association of Ghana Industries, Seth Chumakwabwa there. Now, the Chief Executive of the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications, Engineer Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe, is calling for effective collaboration between government and telecom industry players to address the growing demands of enhanced internet connectivity across the country. Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe particularly cited the challenge of private tower companies having to go through longer periods to get the necessary permit to mount their towers. Addressing the media on the sidelines of a Telecoms Chamber Infrastructure Forum, Engineer Dr. Ashigbe further stressed the significance of deeper engagement in changing the narrative within the industry.
It's an ecosystem that we run, so at the core of that, most of us as customers, we know the mobile operators. But you have the tower companies also that provide the infrastructure on which the mobile companies run. And the tower companies, their customers are the operators. But there are other people also in there. So there's a lot of collaboration that is required from government and the private sector to make this happen. We also need a lot of collaboration between the tower companies and the various permitting and regulatory agencies. So how do we work together with EPA? How do we work together with the NCA, with GIFEC, with Radiation Protection Authority, with GCAA? So you might not think that they play a part, but for any tower to go up, the aviation people, the authority in aviation would need to come in. So how do we all of us work together to ensure that currently we're doing about 7 months when a tower company, when an MNO says that give me a tower in this particular community, it takes up to 7 months. And by that time, most of you customers, would the experiences you'll be having with your connectivity will not be the best. So one of the proposals and one of the ways to be able to do it is to have a one-stop shop.
Engineer Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe is Chief Executive of the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications. Meanwhile, the CEO for ATC Ghana, Ashutosh Singh, has called for intensified cooperation as the country gears towards 5G internet connectivity.
So 5G will require a lot more number of sites, right, compared to what we have for 4G. It will be much closer to the subscribers because of data speeds required. So we'll have to rethink in terms of how do we utilize the existing infrastructure in terms of buildings, street poles. Those are some of the new innovations that will have to happen for 5G to succeed. Getting the network closer to the subscribers. It will be much more denser. I think there are a lot of policy changes required to do that. There's a lot of cooperation that will be required with the municipalities, other agencies, with out-of-home media companies, to see how we can actually make sure that infrastructure is ready for tomorrow's 5G deployment. I think we're still probably a step away from 5G. You can see in the country, you only have one player who has a 4G network and the others are catching up. AT does not have a 4G network. So I think there's some work to be done on 4G as well, but 5G will require some of those policy changes. How can we use the existing infrastructure? How can we make sure that putting street poles by tower companies could be something that we can do easily as well? Yeah.
Ashutosh Singh is CEO for ATC Ghana. And that's it for City Business News on Eyewitness News. The business news on Eyewitness News was brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan. Make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Up next is Point Blank.
Hello, Linda. You won't believe what I am planning next. I want to start my postgraduate degree, buy a car, and build my dream home. But you know what's stopping me?
What's that, Mike?
Money, oh. That be my biggest wahala.
Oh, you are sorted, Cry. With a GCB Big Move Personal Loan promo, you can borrow up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours.
Like, seriously? How do I qualify?
Yes, it's available to all GCB salary account holders. Plus, you get a 2-month grace period before you start to pay back.
Susket, I'm opening an account with GCB now.
Get a personal loan of up to 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours. Call 0800-422-422 or visit your nearest GCB branch today to fund your next big move as we celebrate 70 years of greatness. T's and C's apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
It is your time to vote for your assembly members and unit committee members. So get involved and vote. It's a civic duty required of you as a Ghanaian. So get involved and vote.
A message from the National Commission for Civic Education, NCCE.
It is your time to vote for your assembly members and unit committee members. So get involved and vote.
A message from the National Commission for Civic Education, NCCE.
I'm afraid. Media sambisanda mo. Eti yamra tiano. Mumu wepane tumi vina mo bodompe mo mana yakono. Eye kwabna. Na mumu wansu ne tumi just mali me mayani nyina de. Eye kojo. Enu kro. Kobre tumi vina mo bodompe mo sense o yusu president eba. Ayede yan bani do braye. Pusi echi na mo hoban na sem mana hode ne. Sa ani na kudwo nso yusu president chako. Na enu ne de e ma wo se wo ye kreje fita. Na wotimi asiri bedwo mama na feel you. Ey kojo. Yeah. President Eba and a President Chaco. A baby, you're gonna natural.
FDIJ Jadian Katuyatu.
You know, Papa, see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa.
Bobo, so how your engine now?
It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to cause and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that.
Yes, so
somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched.
Sancho Panza. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz?
No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer.
Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency.
Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry, Chairman Mane.
Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Welcome back. It's now time for the Point Blank on Eyewitness News. My guest tonight is someone we can describe as having tasted water and wine. He's crossed carpet from the NPP to the NDC and is seeking to contest as the parliamentary candidate for the Ododo constituency on the ticket of the National Democratic Congress. He is a finance expert and CEO of Dawn's Promotions. So let's get straight into it. Good evening, Dawn.
Good evening.
Thank you for honoring our invitation.
Right, you're welcome.
Right, first off, just as I asked you off air, do you box?
I used to.
Oh, you used to?
Yes,
Did you
still box.
Oh, you still do? Did you ever carry any belt?
No, not at all. Not to that level. There was a boxer in my house, and his training schedules, I would monitor.
Right.
His training schedules. It was with the name Soa Thompson.
Okay.
And so I would monitor his training schedules. Sometimes I will engage him in training. Yeah, back then it was very active. The area was full of boxers. You had Ikwati, you had Soa Thompson, you have the likes of Steve Doche,
right,
and all those guys around, and Alfred Cobra Cote, and all those guys, very crafty boxers, and it was beautiful to be part.
All right. Michael Niyaboy Anana is a National Democratic parliamentary candidate hopeful for the NDC. Now, the Functional Executive Committee has disqualified him, but he insists on contesting the primaries on the ticket, or contesting the seat on the ticket of the NDC. And so we'll find out from him why the zeal and really what he makes of his disqualification and what the future holds for him in the constituency and, of course, for the NDC. His nickname is Don, and so you'll be hearing Don a lot throughout the conversation. But first off, are you a troublemaker?
Far from that.
Because you left the NPP, and then you described the leadership within the region and the constituency then as volatile and a group that employs intimidatory tactics. Now you have joined the NDC, and you appear to be having challenges with the leadership of the party as well.
I'm not having challenges with any leadership at all. I don't have. I have perfect relationship with my constituency executives. I have perfect relationship with some regional executives.
Some, not all.
Those that I don't have relationship with, our path has never crossed. We are not friends. It's not like we've worked together or something. And then at the national levels, national level as well, I don't think I have anybody as my enemy there. So I can't be described as such. No.
So why then wouldn't you accept the disqualification and then move on?
Well, it is. If I feel something is wrong, it is wrong. If I know it is wrong, then I know it is wrong. So why should I say that if I know that this is wrong, I should say that, well, it is okay, it is correct, let's move on? No. If I feel I have a case, why not?
So
and I'm not fighting it. If you use an appellate system, you are not fighting it. You are just saying that you need to hear this side of my case, and that's all I have done.
So you think the reasons for which the party based on to disqualify you are wrong?
Yes, I believe. When you talk of judgment, when we have all been to court and all that, you might have a sweet case and still the judge will say no, based on A, B, and C, right? If you have gone through the report very well, the report made recommendations. And one of the strongest recommendation that is at the tail end of it, and it should supersede anything that comes before it, was the fact that there should be a political decision. A consideration should be given to a political decision. There are other aspects of the committee reports that I disagree with. And why not? If I do disagree with something, I need to use the appropriate quotas, mediums, and challenge it.
Let me just read this part of the committee's report to you. And it says the Functional Executive Committee upheld and adopted the well-grounded recommendations of the Ajaho Committee, which clearly established that Mr. Michael Niyaboy Annan is not qualified to contest in the NDC's parliamentary primaries in the Ododo constituency. Indisputable evidence of the key findings made by the Ajaho Committee are contained in the attached report. Now, it is important to emphasize that throughout the conduct of the party's parliamentary primaries from last year till date, any aspirant who has been found to be in breach of the mandatory 4-year membership requirement has been disqualified by the party. It cannot be different for Michael Niyaboy Annan. Have you been a member of the NDC in good standing for more than 4 years?
Yes, I have.
You have evidence to show same?
Yes, I have.
Do you have, what type of NDC card do you have? Membership card?
I have the old paper card.
The foldable one?
Yes, the foldable one.
Which has an ID number on it?
Yes, H2006 368.
But do you have the new card?
Yes, I have the new card.
And is there an ID number on that?
The same ID number.
The same ID number is on that. The committee appears to be challenging this. In that same report, it says that the committee found that Mr. Annan has in his possession one of the old NDC membership cards, the foldable card with membership number H2006300068, showing payment of dues starting from January 2017 to 2019, even though Mr. Annan is supposed to have been registered in the database of the NDC in 2019. So please mark the dates in there.
Yes, and let me you let's take it one step at a time.
Right.
And I think we should actually put the parameters correctly where they are supposed to be.
Right.
I went to a vetting. My adversaries were there, face to face, in front of the committee that had Mr. Edianan, Mr. Mandi, Afoteagbo, and Mr. Alice Segbafia.
Right.
Now, in front of everybody, including the regional executives.
Okay, the executives.
Yes, the secretary was there. I think the first vice was there. Mr. Vignon was there. And then the constituency executives were equally present, as well as my adversaries. They was there. Right in front of me, questions were asked that he poses, and I answered. What are the issues with the fact that I came 2019, but I have paid as far back as 2017? Okay. Now, the dues is 2 cedis. Back then, the dues was 2 cedis. I paid 2 cedis from September to the end of the year and continued. I sent the money. Someone came for the money, I paid the money, and it was entered. I did not have that responsibility of doing entries in the card.
Okay.
There were signatures on there. Now, I paid from September, and I was called.
September of what year?
2019.
2019.
And I was called by the chairman, who is still the chairman today, that, well, you have paid from September to date, but because of the 2016 elections, everybody was asked to pay backward to 2017. So pay backward to 2017. In fact, I just doled out the money, and I said, well, I gave enough that can pay up to that, but how much is it? And he says it's 2 cedis. I said, that is too small. For me, make it 10 cedis so that I pay back to 20.
Is it out of abundance or out of loyalty to the party? Which is it?
Well, you can say out of love.
Out of love for the party.
Yes. I know party. I have been involved in politics. I've been very active in politics from childhood. Right. So I know what it takes. So, well, that was done. Somebody took that money which wasn't me. That wasn't me. I did not sign it as well. So, if it was wrong, do you blame me? That cannot be an issue. Because any true member of the NDC knew that people were asked to pay from 2017. And that is what I did. What I was told was what I did. You join a party and I should dictate to the executives of the party. I can't do that. So how then would that be a base to disqualify me?
Right. Have you been associating with the NPP even after leaving the party to join the NDC since 2019?
Well,
because this is one of the reasons cited in the report.
Yes, I would come in there. Was I associating with the NDC in 2017 December when there was a victory party organized by the Gbese youth for Honorable Nilante Van Napua? He stood on that platform and said that he believes and sees that when he's leaving office one day, I would replace him. I was invited onto the stage and I said he should forge ahead and become a vice president and I will support him with everything I have. Was I patronizing the NDC?
Because then you were still a member of the NPP.
Yes, was I? Was I patronizing?
Well, if the MPP has no problem with that, the NDC appears to have a problem with you associating with the MPP.
Now, what is the problem?
Well, the NDC says that you are seen publicly associating with the NPP and even represented them on a talk show.
It is not true. I was on a talk show. Now, I hope that poster they are taking all over. Somebody will pick it and analyze it very well. I have been on radio and TV long before that date.
Right.
I have been on several radio and TV programs with one of the members of the SC, who is Madame Obobia Dakun. Have I ever been referred to as a security analyst? I have never been referred to as security analyst. In fact, the content of the program does not suggest that I was analyzing anything security.
Well, it says here that you did not dispute this when you were questioned.
I was on the show. Yes.
But as to whether you were there representing the NPP?
It was only the poster. And I tried to explain it to them. They did not give me that opportunity.
Right. Do you have any sort of arrangement with the sitting MP, sort of a succession plan for you to take over after he leaves the seat? Mind you, he has publicly, announced his support for you, despite you being disqualified as it stands now.
Now, let me take the issues back. It was Honorable Nilante Van Napua who began engaging me. And was like, look, your mom, your dad, we know them. In fact, if my dad, not for his work, he would have been probably the first chairman of the NDC in Ododo. The first chairman of NDC was like his close pal, Mr. Addison.
Right.
And they have very funny things they do and all that, you know.
So you can imagine the old boys.
Exactly. So if not for his work, he would have, I'm sure, be a prominent person in my entire family. It is known. It is not a secret that my entire family is NDC. So he reached out to me, yes, and he was like, look, you are fine, gentleman. You have what it takes. Move over and help us. This conversation has started in 2017.
It took you 2 years.
Yes. It was not a decision I took just because of I wanted to be an MP or whatever. 2, Honorable Neil Antivanapoi never, and go watch that video. Maybe I'll provide it for you. He did not mention 2024. In fact, he was mentioning 2028 when he's out of parliament.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, look, he did what every politician would do. 2016 elections, I will tell you, I ran it against Honorable Neil Antivanapoi. On the very day at the Coalition Center, when he was pronounced as the candidate elect, the MP elect, he came to me, shook my hand, he said, "My brother, you did well."
Gave him a run for his money.
I gave him a good run for his money. I brought up
your candidate then was Bannerman.
I brought up young chaps, trained them. We were able to analyze the results well, make sure that mistakes are corrected on the pink sheet. We did everything. We spent more than 48 hours at the Coalition Center, making sure that every polling sheet, pink sheet was actually correct in terms of numbers, in terms of figures and all that.
Right.
That aside, when I got onto the fold with the NDC, I was not thinking that 2024 will be the time that Honorable Neil Antivanapoi will say, enough is enough, I am moving. In fact, January this year, I was taking my holiday. I was traveling. I think on the 7th of January or so, 7th or 6th, I was at Stanchat, the head office, the new head office of Stanchat, and I had a call from my chairman who says, the regional chairman wants to see you.
Right.
So I said, look, I'm traveling tomorrow. I have a lot of stuff to do in town. He says, well, he wants to see you. And I said, is it that urgent? What is the issue? Nobody could tell me the issue. So I drove, pick up my constituency chairman. We went for the meeting. It was 4 of us in the room. And the regional chairman told me, well, I heard people saying that you would one day contest, blah, blah, blah. In case nominations are open anytime, don't pick forms. So there and there, I asked, what's going on? Is Neil Antivanapoi no longer going in 2024? He says, well, that is between him and Neil Antivanapoi. I said, well, I have a very fine relationship with Honorable Neil Antivanapoi, in that if he is no longer going, he would have told me. So should I call Neil Antivanapoi? And he said, no. I'm saying this for you to realize that as recent as January this year, I did not have that in mind.
But you think somebody had plotted even as recent as January to not contest?
Yes. That is exactly the case.
There's been a deliberate machination to get you out.
Oh, yes.
All right. Final question for you. What gives you the assurance that you can retain the seat for the NDC? And if your appeal fails, what next for Michael Niyaboyana?
Well, for life goes on. Life goes on. But you need to ask a question. For me, I believe there are times and seasons for everything. And I believe that this is the time that the grounds, the people, their will, and their love for me is so super that this is the time you need to take advantage of the situation and make sure that for a party such as ours that needs power and we need the numbers, this is the time we need to take advantage of the situation and have it on our hands.
Thank you very much, Michael Niyaboy Anan. He is seeking to contest the Ododo parliamentary primaries of the NDC and hopefully represent the party in the 2024 parliamentary elections. Thank you so very much for your time this evening.
Thank you.
All right, that's how we end today's edition of Eyewitness News here on 97.3. My name is Nanatufo Boating. I did this with Hawa Idrusu Mustafa. Production by Kobna Wilson, Bevelyn London, Sami Wiafe, and of course technical support from Desmond Nyako. Many thanks for your time and do have a good evening.